Welcome to Marvel Champions Podcast, a podcast about Marvel Champions, the card game. I'm your host, Scott, and with me as always, my co-host, Ryan.
What is up, my brother? And I hope you're excited because we got stuff to talk about.
Oh, do tell, Ryan, do tell.
Well, first off, I think it's important to make an announcement for the pod. Nothing crazy, but this may come as a shock to some of our listeners, but we are real people and we have real lives. And so sometimes we're busy. Isn't that right, Scott?
That is right. Yeah, spring's pretty busy for me. Late winter, early spring. Yeah.
I know. Kids are the worst for personal time, if you want to take personal time. So we decided that once in a while, I think we might do it once a month, possibly the first Friday of every month, we are going to have a break. We won't come out with an episode. Doesn't mean we're going to stop sending out episodes, of course, but I think we'll just maybe take a break once in a while just to make sure everything's good and we're sending out quality content. How's that sound, Scott?
Yeah, quality over quantity in some cases. And I think we maybe have a few little treats here and there to kind of supplement those.
Yeah, we could do stuff like that, but just know that this does not qualify for the Game is Dead award. The game is not dead. Our podcast is still alive and running well. But Scott, as part of our new initiative this year to do some different stuff, we did a deck building challenge recently. Do you remember what hero that deck was based off of?
Yeah, Ryan, you had your recent promotion, Chief Challenge Officer for Marvel Champions.
That's right.
You wanted to show some love to our honorary Rhoadie recipient from the core box, Ryan. That was Iron Man was the hero. And you did.
That's right. It was the Iron Man Challenge, and the Rhoadie Award goes to... That was the name of the deck that you can find on Marvel CDB. And basically the whole thing was I gave like a blueprint of a deck. I didn't make the whole deck and just said, hey, go make your own deck, make it as best you can, and here's a challenge and some points and stuff, and see how good you do at making Rhoadie playable. And Scott, I am happy to say that I've got some responses, some stats to throw your way about the deck building challenge.
Fancy, Ryan.
I know. I decided to put up a little survey, my little Google form survey thing, and had some people fill it out. And so I wanted to pick your brain on some of the results.
Okay. I have not seen any of this. This is news to me. Cool.
I know, this is exciting. So Scott, the first question I had on the survey was, what villain did you play the Iron Man challenge with? And it was pretty spread out, but do you want to guess? I'll give you 5 guesses on villains that were played with. You have to say one of them, which was the most played.
Okay.
Ready and go.
I think core box is probably a safe bet, so I'm going to go with Claw.
Claw was not one of them.
Oh, okay. Let's step up my game a little here. Let's go with... Let's do the first Marauders, whatever that one is. Morlock Siege?
That is a great guess, but it is a wrong guess.
Okay. Let's think theme-wise. Iron Man and Rhodie going up against the Four Horsemen? I don't know.
You're going to go with the Four Horsemen?
Sure.
It's the wrong answer.
Okay. Man, I'm bad at this. I need to do that like Family Feud X after all these, so.
Boy.
Okay, maybe I'm overthinking it. Let's go Rhino.
Ding, ding, ding. That is one of them. Good job. You were overthinking.
Okay.
You get one more guess.
Crossbones.
That was a good guess, but it is not one that was on here.
All right.
Do you want to guess what was the most played?
Well, I was trying there.
That was your most played one?
I was guessing. You told me to guess. I guessed.
Oh, I was thinking you were gonna guess just in general which ones were played.
What, villains, right?
Yeah.
I took some guesses. Ebony Maw? I don't know.
No. No, Rhino
Okay.
was the most played.
Okay. It
But some
figures.
ones that you didn't say, there was Ultron.
Okay.
I'm surprised you didn't say Ultron because that's literally Rhodey's ability was
That's
like
true.
for that
I
scenario from
was
the core
overthinking
set.
it. Yeah.
And some other ones that were noted: Sandman, Master Mold, and I think Mutagen Formula was another one. So it was a
Yeah.
variety. There's a lot of villains, right?
Okay.
Scott, what difficulty level was most played?
I'm gonna go standard one on that one.
Just standard. I didn't go into details on like
Well,
one, two, or three,
sorry,
but
standard one is
yes,
standard. Standard, yes.
yes. Sorry. Yeah, that's correct. Standard, which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
All right, Scott. So part of the challenge, I had a bunch of like tasks to do, and you got points as you did them. So the easy ones, the 1 point ones, was you got to have a deck with 40 cards. That one was most people did that. The next one was end with War Machine and have them have the sidekick attachment in play, and so most people were able to do that. The next one was activate War Machine's action ability twice. One of them has to be an alter ego. And
Okay.
everyone was able to pretty much do that. So pretty good, pretty good. Then I did two-point challenges. The first one was defeat 2 enemies with War Machine's action. That was the one that had the most trouble.
Okay.
It's not very easy to kill enemies with War Machine because, well, his ability specifically.
Yeah, because you need a bunch of minions, ideally, right?
Yes, and with 1 health.
Right.
So that one was the hardest
Ultron.
one. Yep. That's basically Ultron. If you can do Ultron, you're good to go. The other one was have War Machine never leave play. So once you get him out, he never leaves. And most people were able to do that. That's most likely because of Sidekick to help out with that.
Right, because it lets you recover when you do a basic recover, right? Or heal. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And then the last one, the hardest one, was Iron Man and War Machine have to both ready twice in a single turn. So that's a
Yikes.
4 total readies. And most were able to do that as well.
Wow.
See, here's the thing is Iron Man's got his natural ready, but the big difference is can you get, say, like a Sky Cycle on War Machine? You got to turn him into an Avenger. And because of Sidekick, he's got Side by Side, which allows you to ready. So it's very doable.
Okay.
But overall, most people were able to get all the points. Like I said, the hardest one was the defeating the enemies with the action. 2 enemies. That's pretty tough.
In a single action, is that correct?
Now, I'd have to look at the actual one I
So if
put.
you could do it more than once or defeat the second one, you could hypothetically. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, defeat 2 enemies with War Machine's card ability. I guess that didn't specify, so it'd just be in general. You just got to kill 2 enemies with it. Yeah, cool, 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 cool.
So my two thoughts
Next,
from that are kind of slacking as our chief challenge officer, or our listeners are just really good at the game, right?
I think they might be good at the game. I need to make them harder.
Okay.
I didn't want to make them too hard.
Sure.
Maybe I need to make them a lot harder.
Get the feet wet, This is the first challenge. Don't
That's
want to
true.
come off too aggressive. So I get it.
So this next question, and we'll say I won't say the last. The next question I put was, did this challenge change your mind about War Machine? And the options were yes, War Machine isn't as bad as I thought with the right deck, or no, War Machine is still terrible. Or I did do a third option. I never hated War Machine. Go Rhoadie.
So I'm supposed to pick on which one was
What?
most popular?
Which one was most popular?
I'm going to be optimistic, Ryan, and go with, I think, the first option that people were like, hey, Rhodey might not be so bad with sidekick and newer cards and such.
Oh, Scott. Oh, Scott. Oh, Scott. That is correct.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, people said he's not as bad. I agree. If you have a very specific deck, he is not bad, but he's not great.
It's always nice when people describe you as just, not being that bad. You're not good, but you're just not bad.
Yeah, yeah. But I think what really makes him better is when you if you have the right, like, so I made a deck as well and shared it on the website, and my main thing was you can, with the right upgrades, you can turn War Machine essentially into another hero. Like the health can get super high, he can have pretty decent stats, and he can ready a lot potentially. So there's a lot of, you can do a lot of stuff with him into like a Voltron ally. And I think a lot of people, that's what they did. I kind of pigeonholed people because I did it through leadership on this challenge. But I think a lot of people kind of focused on that sidekick and side by side, and that made the Iron Man deck itself pretty strong.
Yeah, but I think leadership helps him as an ally out probably the most.
Yeah, yeah, probably. But hey, I'm glad that some people thought that he's maybe not as bad. There are several people that did say he was terrible. Um, but I'm sad no one picked I never hated War Machine. So apparently we all hate War Machine. It's a good stats, good stats. But I did have one final question, and that was simply, well, let me come back to it. I'm gonna put a little cliffhanger right here. So Scott, you had a chance to play the deck, and you didn't play it quite right. But what'd you think of it?
So you're alluding to getting War Machine in my opening hand and choosing straight away to just toss him in the discard.
Yes, I don't know what you're doing.
But then when I did the full deck pass, I came around and I got him out, and it actually worked pretty well. I was pleasantly surprised.
And I was like, what are you doing? You can't get rid of him. The whole thing is
I,
about like getting sidekick on him and stuff.
I hadn't bought into to your program quite yet, but I drank your Kool-Aid and it all worked out.
Well, good. Well, good. There was a lot of people that that did the challenge and shared it with us and talked about it. Some other people we've had interactions with, some listeners. We know that Ray did it, and that was really sweet. We know a couple others that also did it. I think Boom Guy did it.
I think Steve over at Critical
Steve.
Counter reached out to me. Yeah, so
Yeah, and I'm probably forgetting a couple others, but we really appreciate everyone that did it, and I love it. I love seeing the stats, and I love seeing the challenges, but I, I think you're right. I think we need to make things a little more challenging. So this brings me to my last question that was on the survey. Did you like this challenge, and would you like to see more? Scott, it was a yes or no question.
Ryan, I'm gonna go with what I probably think people put is probably yes.
Oh, Scott. Oh, boy. Yes, it was a 100% yes. People
Oh,
wanted
good.
to do this some more. So I have another one ready to go. So by the time this comes out, it hopefully will coordinate the release of this one to come out at the same time. This is going to be the new deck challenge. Are you ready, Scott?
Okay, let's hear it.
This one is going to be the Venom challenge, and I call it Symergy.
Okay, good one.
Just little wordplay to symbiote and
Synergy.
synergy.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah,
I'm
I
just
got
making
it.
sure everyone's on the same page. But yeah, it should be coming out. Here's a little hint. It's all about the symbiote suit and related things. And this one is not going to be aspect locked, so people can play in any aspect. And it should be fun. I created a deck, tested all this out, and it was a very interesting game. It had some ups, it had some downs, and it had a victory for me. So it's going to be pretty good.
Okay, a similar format. Is it going to be like a start of a deck and then they fill it in, or will this challenge just have a deck to play?
It will have a incomplete deck that they will take. They can copy it or clone it, whatever it's called on CBD, and they can make their own. And it'll have a point system. I probably need to reevaluate all of it because might be too easy. So I need to make it as hard as possible. And I think I have a pretty good idea on how to do that. So this one is going to be fun. It's going to be chaos because, yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
Okie dokie. All right. Well, I'm excited. I will have to let you build the deck and play it again.
Yes, and maybe you'll play it right this time.
Maybe I'll have to buy in earlier.
Yep, yep. So remember, everyone listening, it will be titled Venom Challenge dash Symergy if you need to find it, because Marvel CBD kind of doesn't know what to do with a published incomplete deck, so it may not show up easily. So you might have to search for it, but we'll have the link in the show notes.
Yeah, I'll link it down below.
And I'll probably post one of the decks that I created, and so that'll have a link to it as well. So it should be fun.
All right. Well, I'm excited. Like some good old Venom symbiote power.
He's a beloved character for you, and he's a quite strong character. So I'm hoping that some of the things that I've added will make some interesting challenges for some people.
I do like Venom. I've been wanting to revisit him. Some kick in the pants that I need.
There you go. There it is, man. I hope everyone's excited. These deck challenges may not come out every month, but I will try to get them out as quick as possible. Well, it gives them time to play, and then of course we have a whole release thing kind of about to happen. So
yeah, that new cycle.
That new cycle is gonna change a few things, but hey, we can sprinkle this in once in a while.
I like it. Well, I'm excited, Ryan. Congratulations on your first successful challenge.
Thank you. No, and really, thank you to the people for playing the challenge.
Yeah, because I thought for a minute that I was going to be the only one that plays your deck, and maybe have to like fill out the survey like 50 times pretending to be different people.
And that's what you did. Wait, you didn't do that?
Oh,
that's not Amazon reviews, right? Where it's a bunch of bots.
I just had ChatGPT do it for me. So.
Oh, okay, that would make sense. Some of the responses. So.
All right. Well, I'm excited for your upcoming challenge. Look forward to it. And if you want to tell us about your experience in more words than a survey, feel free to reach out to us at marvelchampionspod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And as always, if you want to go from a chump to a champ, listen to the Marvel Champions podcast. Thanks.
Get some Symergy.